Hello, good morning, afternoon, and evening. Depends the place where you're watching this video. Okay, today I have a very important issue to discuss. Important disorder to discuss. This disorder is very confusing, very dangerous, and people have too much assumption on this disorder. The reason why I say that is very important is that some group of people think that the disorder affects only group of people, not everybody, but it's not true. So the name of this disorder is post-traumatic stress disorder. Again, post-traumatic stress disorder, aka PTSD. So I'm going to use PTSD to describe everything I'm going to talk about today, and this video is going to be short, so please follow up. I don't know why you guys are not subscribing or leaving comments. Please, it's very important. If you want to really promote this video, you have to subscribe. You have to really show interest so that I'll continue bringing some certain issues that we don't know, that we have to supposed to know. Because remember I said this year we are going to talk about mental health, so that you're going to take care of your mental health. Life is supposed to be balanced. It's not only physical health that when you're sick you go to clinic or hospital, but also you're going to include your mental health as something that is important. Okay, now this disorder that I'm going to discuss with today is one of the anxiety disorder that is very dangerous, confusing, and people don't even talk about it most or much. Okay, so now what it is, the name is post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Again, post-traumatic stress disorder, aka PTSD. That's what I'm going to discuss today. The reason why I say that is disorder and it's very dangerous is that sometimes it's confusing. Mostly people, those that self-diagnose themselves. Okay, when you are diagnosing yourself in this aspect, you're not going to know which anxiety that you are working on, because this PTSD is very tricky. As I said, confused. So now let's talk about it. So what is PTSD? PTSD is when you develop certain disorder that you witness or you experience the event. Okay, PTSD is when you experiencing or witness traumatic event. That is what it is. PTSD, that is what it is. Okay, so now let's go to signs and symptoms about PTSD, or let's talk about what causes PTSD. What causes PTSD can be, you experiencing war, you experiencing abuse, you experiencing fatal accident or natural disaster. So those things I mentioned now can cause PTSD. As far as it's a traumatic, in your life, you can, develop PTSD. So can we go, let's talk about the signs and symptoms of PTSD. The signs and symptoms of PTSD is when you re-experiencing, you're experiencing events that is very traumatic, to you, such as you are going to have flashback, such as when you are having flashback, such as having nightmares, such as intrusive thoughts, and rapid breathing, and difficult sleeping, irritability, easy startled. Everything, you got into, everything become a big deal. So that is what it is. That's the signs and symptoms. Then the mood. When you look at your mood, all what you have is negative thoughts. All what comes to your head and your mind is negative, negative, negative. Okay, that's why we call it negative thoughts. Okay, then when you feel of guilty. Okay, when you're feeling guilty of not being guilty. Okay, when you detached from your loved ones, and all those things can be mood change for PTSD. Okay, so are you following my symptoms? Are you following what I'm saying? All right. So another one is who can develop PTSD? Who? You and I can develop it. It's not only veterans, because that's when I said that it's misdiagnosed, because people think that it's only veteran because they went to war and they saw, they were in war field, and they saw a lot of things, killings and all those things. It's not only them. As I mentioned, abuse can cause PTSD. Natural disaster can cause PTSD. A lot of things can cause PTSD. Okay? Abuse, everything can cause PTSD. All right. So, how can PTSD, okay, affect our daily life activities? So, but first of all, let me say the risk. When you develop PTSD, you really need support. Okay, you really need support. That is when you need somebody that will be with you, support group. Another one is when you're repeating trauma. When trauma comes and goes, you keep on, as I said, these negative thoughts. You keep on thinking what happened. It comes to you like vividly, like this is what is happening now. So that time you need to pause and say, oh my God, pre-existent mental health. If you have mental health and you went through trauma, that can trigger it too. All right. So, and also, so what, who can this disorder can affect? As I said, everyone and anyone. It's not only veteran. Okay, so how can this disorder affect our daily living activities, like work, like relationship, like mental well-being? It can affect our daily life activities. No two ways about it. Imagine somebody who are not sleeping, somebody that is irritated, somebody that agitated, somebody that there's nothing you say that will make the person relax, and it's your co-worker. Do you imagine how life would be working with somebody like that? Sometimes you try to censor yourself so that you're not going to offend somebody. That's what we call PTSD. Because the reason why that person is behaving this way is that all what comes to their mind is negative thought. So positive thought just vanishes. Negative thought, everything somebody do is bad. Okay, so imagine it's going to be a nightmare to you to work with somebody like that. So then think about that person that is beating these symptoms in all their daily living, all their daily life. So you imagine somebody living under that, under not being happy, being in pain all the time, just out of this world with the pain. And imagine somebody who doesn't sleep, have problems sleeping, and probably they have like 6 o'clock. They're supposed to start their job at 6 o'clock, and you didn't sleep, and you woke up, you go to work. You imagine how that person is going to function. Do you imagine that? Sometimes I do imagine that. How can that person be? How can the person is living under this situation or condition, how is the life going to be? So that's why I said this, I know all the disorders are dangerous, but this one is more dangerous than others. If you are experiencing this type of symptoms or signs, please contact your professional mental health, okay? And explain yourself so that they will help you to get, to direct you in the right place to go, because you can fix it. There's no condition that you cannot fix when you are made up your mind and said, hey, I'm going to work on this. There's no situation that can be not phased out. But I'm not saying that you're not going to have it, but at least with the medication and psychotherapy, you will be fine, okay? So now, let's talk about let's discuss about the immediate effects on this trauma with your loved ones. Okay, so if it's somebody, your wife, your brother, sister, your relatives, your loved ones, okay, and they experience this and they feel helpless, how are they going to help you? And probably they were suggesting something and reciprocating. So that will cause a lot of backlash and not trusting. So things like that is something that we have to really watch out. If, as I said, if you're struggling with this disorder, please don't ignore it. Seek for help. And now I am telling you guys, please comment, share, and subscribe for more mental health content, please. Okay, take care of yourself and don't leave yourself vulnerable, because it is what it is. We don't choose how our life is going to be, but we can maintain it and we can be okay and move on with a positive effect. Thank you, and subscribe. Yes.